All right, sales leaders want to talk about something that might make you sweat a little.
Hit me with it.
Losing a top salesperson can cost you big time.
Yeah.
Up to 213% of their salary, in fact.
Oof, that's rough.
Ouch is right. So today we're going to dive into how to build a sales team that can handle anything.
Love it.
We're looking at this article, What is Sales Grit and How to Find It? And it's full of great stuff.
It really is.
So let's get into it.
Okay.
Building a team that's not just good, but resilient.
Mm-hmm.
It's not enough to just hire talent anymore.
Right.
You need people who can take the hits and keep going.
Absolutely.
And that's where sales grit comes in.
Couldn't agree more.
So what exactly is sales grit?
Yeah.
This article defines it as the drive that helps salespeople power through those tough times.
You know, the challenges, the rejections, the setbacks.
Right, exactly.
It's what separates the people who give up from the ones who reach those big wins.
Yeah, it's that extra something special.
That's it.
So it's the difference between seeing no as the end or just a little detour on the way to yes.
Exactly.
And that can make a huge difference in sales success.
Oh, absolutely huge.
Now, this article breaks down sales grit into 5 parts.
Okay.
Perseverance, resilience, passion,
Mm-hmm.
growth mindset, and courage.
All important.
Yeah. But from your experience,
Right.
which one of these do you think is the most crucial for a top performing team?
Ooh, that's tough. They're all so important.
I know, right?
But I'd have to say resilience stands out.
Resilience.
Especially in today's market, you know?
Yeah.
Sales is full of rejection.
Oh, yeah.
It's a constant cycle of pitching, following up, and sometimes just disappointment.
You telling me.
If you can't bounce back from that, you're going to burn out so fast.
Oh, for sure.
But the people with resilience,
Yeah.
they use those no's to get better.
Right.
They refine their approach. They come back stronger.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
It's like they turn those no's into fuel.
Oh, I've seen that. I've worked with some top performers.
Mm-hmm.
They don't just ignore rejection. They almost use it to their advantage.
It's amazing, isn't it?
Like it makes them even more determined.
Yeah, it's a key characteristic.
So how do we spot this in candidates?
How do we find those resilient people?
This article has some really interesting strategies.
Oh, yeah. Tell me more.
One that stood out to me was looking for past persistence. It's about going beyond just the resume.
Right.
Looking for those signs that someone is truly committed.
Not just looking for a job, but for an impact.
Yeah, exactly.
Like maybe they led a really tough project at their last company.
Oh, yeah, or spent years mastering a specific skill.
Exactly.
So we're looking for that deep down perseverance, not just sticking with a job, but really understanding their WHY.
Right. Why did they take on those extra responsibilities?
Why did they push themselves?
It's about uncovering those patterns that show real commitment.
Even when things get tough.
That's it.
And then there's assessing how a candidate responds to failure.
Oh, that's important.
It's not about focusing on the negative,
No.
but more about how they learn and grow from those setbacks.
I think that's where those behavioral interview questions are so helpful.
Oh, yeah. Asking them to describe a time they failed.
And what they learned from it.
It gives you so much insight.
It really does.
You're looking for self-awareness and a growth mindset.
Right. Do they own their mistakes?
Do they see failure as an opportunity to get better?
That's what you want.
Exactly. A candidate with real sales grit
Yeah.
will be able to tell you not just what went wrong,
Right.
but also how they adapted and what they learned.
They'll see setbacks as stepping stones, not roadblocks.
I love that analogy.
It really captures it, doesn't it?
Yeah, it perfectly illustrates that resilience.
And that resilience is what will make them successful in sales.
Because sales can be challenging.
Oh, yeah. No doubt about it. And it's not just about handling rejection.
Right. There's more to it.
This article also talks about gauging a candidate's passion.
Oh, yeah. Passion is huge.
Especially in the interview process, you know?
Skills and experience are important, of course.
For sure.
But without that genuine excitement,
Right.
it's tough to really excel in sales.
It's a demanding field.
It really is.
You want to see that spark in their eyes
Mm-hmm.
when they talk about their goals, the impact they want to make, the challenges they're ready to face.
Yeah, that passion is contagious.
It is, and it drives success.
It's more than just loving what they're selling, though, right?
Hey.
It's got to be about the art of selling itself.
Exactly. Connecting with customers, going above and beyond.
And that often leads to a desire to keep learning, to keep getting better.
Oh, absolutely. A hunger for improvement.
Which brings us to another strategy from the article.
Okay.
Challenging candidates with a real-world scenario
Oh, yeah. Put their grit to the test.
instead of just hypothetical questions.
Right.
Give them a tough customer need or a tricky objection,
Love it.
like a simulation of a real sales situation.
Exactly, and see how they handle it.
Do they think on their feet? Are they resourceful?
Do they ask the right questions? Can they solve problems creatively?
It's a sneak peek into their daily life as a salesperson.
Exact.
And it's a great way to see if they have what it takes.
For sure.
Now, the article also talks about asking about their goals.
Short-term and long-term.
Why is that so important for sales grit?
Because gritty salespeople are goal-oriented people.
Makes sense.
They have a vision, they're driven to achieve it.
So we're not just looking for someone who can close deals.
Right.
We're looking for ambition, that drive to keep raising the bar.
Their answer to that question tells you a lot.
About their motivation and commitment to improvement.
Exactly. Do they set challenging goals? Do they have a plan to reach them?
That's how you spot that inner drive that fuels sales grit.
Mm-hmm.
And finally, there's the discussion of sales numbers.
Ah, yes. The proof is in the pudding.
It's about understanding their track record and their desire for results.
Top salespeople are all about the metrics.
They track their progress, they analyze their performance.
They're always looking for ways to optimize their approach.
They're not afraid to hold themselves accountable.
And they use those numbers to learn and improve.
To push themselves further, to set new records.
Yes.
But finding candidates with grit is only half the battle, right?
Right.
This article really emphasizes the importance of company culture.
Oh, absolutely. You can
But,
have the most talented, gritty salespeople.
Hmm,
But if your culture doesn't support them,
it's not going to work.
they won't thrive. They might even leave.
So how do we create that supportive environment?
How do we cultivate grit?
The article mentions encouraging continuous learning,
Uh-huh.
celebrating resilience, not just success.
And giving the team opportunities to really use their grit.
What are some practical ways to make that happen?
Well, for continuous learning, it's about creating a culture of growth,
Okay.
providing access to online courses,
Right.
hosting training sessions, encouraging them to attend conferences.
It's about empowering them to keep learning and expanding your skills.
Exactly. And for celebrating resilience,
Yeah.
it's about recognizing effort as much as we celebrate the wins.
So not just hitting those sales targets,
Right.
but acknowledging the challenges they faced and the lessons they learned along the way.
Exactly. Publicly recognizing someone who showed resilience
Yeah.
can go a long way in building that culture of grit.
It shows that effort and determination are valued just as much as the outcome.
Absolutely. And finally, for giving them opportunities to use their grit.
Yeah.
It's about creating an environment that encourages them to take risks
To embrace challenges, to push their boundaries.
instead of avoiding tough assignments.
We want them to step outside their comfort zone.
Trust them to rise to the occasion and support them along the way.
That's how they develop their grit.
And how you build a more resilient, high-performing team.
Now, this article also mentions the sales experts.
Yes.
They play a role in helping companies find and develop gritty salespeople.
They can be a huge help.
Sometimes it's beneficial to partner with specialists.
People who really understand sales grit.
They bring a fresh perspective and expertise.
They can help you refine your hiring process,
Okay.
develop interview questions, even provide coaching.
So it's about leveraging their knowledge to build a team that's not just talented.
But also resilient and driven to achieve lasting success. Sounds like they can really make a difference.
Oh, they absolutely can. And as we wrap up this deep dive into sales grit,
Mm-hmm.
I want to leave our listeners with some key takeaways.
Yeah, great idea.
Things they can put into action right away.
Actionable insights.
Exactly. So the biggest takeaway, I think,
Yeah.
is that sales grit isn't something you're just born with.
Right. You don't just have it or you don't.
It's not a talent. It's a set of skills
And attitudes,
that can be learned and developed over time.
like a muscle you can train.
I like that analogy.
You got to work it out.
So it starts with recognizing how important sales grit is
Mm-hmm.
and making it a priority when you're hiring and developing your team.
So when you're interviewing,
Yeah.
don't just look at skills and experience.
Right. Go deeper.
Look for signs of perseverance, resilience, passion.
Those are the things that matter.
And once you've hired those gritty people,
You got to create a culture that supports them.
exactly, celebrate their efforts.
Encourage them to embrace challenges.
Give them chances to learn and grow.
Because ultimately, investing in their sales grit,
Is investing in your company's success.
that's the bottom line. Now, before we go,
Yeah.
I want to leave our listeners with a question to think about.
A good one to ponder.
Think about your top salespeople.
The ones who are crushing it.
What sets them apart? What's their mindset like? How do they approach things?
And how can you cultivate those same qualities in everyone?
It's all about continuous improvement.
Finding and nurturing sales grit is a journey.
It's not a destination you just arrive at.
So keep learning, keep growing.
And keep pushing for those wins.
And if you're ready to take your sales team to that next level,
What should they do?
reach out to the sales experts.
Yeah, they can help you build a team that's not only talented,
But resilient, driven, and ready for anything.
that's what we all want, right?
Absolutely a team that can conquer any challenge.
Yeah.